Bingo is an event in Hypixel Skyblock where you start a new profile and have 7 days to complete as many objectives as possible in order to earn bingo points, which you can then use to get very expensive items. So today I decided to try it for the first time. Now, after having a quick look through all of these, I believe the easiest one for us to achieve is actually wearing 4 pieces of angler armor, because if I go over to the fishing merchant just over here, we can actually buy it off him for about 400 coins, which will probably take me about 30 seconds to get, so... Okay, so I actually ended up getting a little bit more than I needed, but that means that we can very easily just go and buy these 4 and don't do have to equip them. There we are, 1 bingo point. Okay, now at this point I should probably explain that my goal was to get 30 bingo points in order to unlock the collection display. But as some of you might know, 1's quite a small number compared to 30, so I was going to have to try a lot harder if I wanted to get it in time. Now by far the next easiest task is to reach level 5 in foraging, which might actually be quicker than the last one. Okay, so now I want to look at one of the community goals, because here we can see Skilled 4 gives 4 bingo points to anyone who contributes. Now, I believe that means that literally by gaining any mining experience at all, I should instantly get 4 points, which, you know, kind of a good deal. So let's go try this out real quickly. Let's speak to the mine merchant down here and get... oh my god, that's a lot of unlocks. I didn't expect them either. Okay. Right, let's get a promising pickaxe, and I believe if we just come up here and mine literally a singular piece of stone. So it turns out the community goals only actually give you the reward after the event ends, so I'm gonna count it for now and move on to the next quest. So my next goal is gonna be reaching Bestiary Milestone 5, for which I'm gonna have to gear up a little bit, because this, as scary as it looks, doesn't actually have that great a stat. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually probably didn't need to gear up anymore to kill these things. I mean, yeah. Anyway. So I just came to the fairly frightening realization that, none of these cows seem to have eyes. Can you stop killing the things I'm trying to do? Okay, that's much better. Now I can look right in their eyes as I kill them. Well, after massacring enough farm animals, I finally managed to reach Bestiary Milestone number 1, which gives us a total of 1 health. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Even if I get the feeling these guys don't think exactly the same way. However, the rest of the things I need to kill are going to be a little less passive, so I need to upgrade my gear again. So as you can see, my gear's a little bit better now. I've also managed to get a bow, which means I should be able to just do this instead of having to go up to things and put myself in danger. Except it doesn't quite kill the zombie villagers yet. Okay, so I was in the middle of killing things in the spider's den and I somehow managed to get a bingo point for reaching 250 health, so I will definitely take it. Well, it took a while, but finally I reached Bestiary level 5, which means that I get 1 bingo point and 2 whole health points. However, now I think it's time to start looking at some of the more difficult goals. You see, quite a few of these goals are linked to collection, including this one, which requires 60,000 gold ingots, which means I better get started soon. Now, thanks to minions, this isn't completely impossible, but it's still going to take a lot of work to be able to get that much collection in such a short amount of time. Now, the 2 minions we're going to need is the gold minion for, well, gold, and the fishing minion to get tropical fish and sponge. And luckily for us, we already have some of the gear for fishing. Unfortunately though, no gear can make fishing any less boring. Excuse me? Oh. Help! Help! Why'd you run away? You know, I was about to take back my comments about fishing and then this happened. So I've been fishing for a little while now and I've only got 11 raw cod out of the 50 I need, which means that I probably won't be able to get the minions tonight. Luckily for me, however, gold is a lot easier to mine, which means I should be able to get it done. So with all that gold I've just been mining, I've managed to collect 5 minions now. Most of these are level 3 except this one at the end because I'm not quite rich enough yet. Now these things, I've done some calculations because I'm that sad. And they should actually, just how they are, be able to get me 60,000 gold collection, but we might try and speed that up a little bit as time goes on. But I have to go now, so I'm going to leave these things to run overnight, and hopefully I'll have an update for you on day 2. Haha, burn Jerry, burn! You know, I kind of feel bad now. And with that mental breakdown over, I think it's time we move on to day 3. So as you saw, progress slowed down quite a bit yesterday, but what hasn't slowed down are these gold minions. Actually, that's a lie. They keep filling up and I keep having to collect them. But either way, I have now managed to get quite a bit through the collection. I mean, it's gonna cut it close still, but less close. Anyway, that's not our goal for today because we're actually going to be looking at Slayers because we need to reach level 3 in any Slayer boss. Now, the obvious choice here is Revenant, and for once I am actually going to go with the obvious choice instead of trying to do something stupid. But to do that, I am going to go a bit of a weird way because I'm going to go to the Dwarven Mines. Hello Boo Boo, I would like to purchase some of your wares please. That is an expensive pickaxe. And look, he's selling it back to me. No, I'm selling it back to him for 500 coins after I purchased it for 10,000. You are a scam artist. There's a reason you're called Boo Boo. I don't know what's happening, but there's things around and it's saying to kill them, so I'm gonna try and kill them. Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, I'm way out of my depth here. Oh my god, what the hell is going on? There's explosions! What the... Huh? Hello? You have way too much health. And huh? Okay, I'm just gonna move on. I don't wanna think, and the reason I came here is to kill these things, Glaciate Walkers, because the armor they have is actually gonna be quite useful for killing Slayers compared to our current set of Rosetta's armor. But it does mean I'm gonna have to kill quite a lot of them, because as you can see, they don't actually drop the armor particularly often. So it's been about an hour now, and I've got most of the armor. I didn't get the leggings, and I've just given up at this point. But I've also ran into another problem, which is that I don't have enough levels to enchant it at the moment. Thankfully though, there is actually another bingo goal that might help me in that, because I need to also get a grand experience ball. And the way I'm gonna do that is by mining these ender nodes. Oh. It already happened! No! It was supposed to be more! Oh my god! Well, with that problem very quickly taken care of, it's time to move on to the other thing that needs doing, which is my sword, because at the moment, it's not looking great. And from what I can tell, the best sword I can get at the moment comes from talking to this guy, Lone Adventurer. Now, as you can see, he wants me to kill 5 Endermen. Oh no, oh, okay, this is a bad idea, it's a bad idea. Thankfully, the great thing about Skyblock is with enough time investment, you can do anything, so I've now managed to unlock this, which for 200,000 coins, we get a weapon with 125 base damage, which isn't a lot. However, just a few enchants later, we're doing over 1,600 damage to an Enderman, which should be more than enough to handle these guys. Which means it's time to start our first Slayer quest. Well, that was easy. Which means it's time to try a tier 2. Okay, right, this one spawned. Oh my god, 20k health. Okay, we might not actually be able to do this just yet, but you know what? I'm gonna try anyway. No, I'm not. Oh no, right. We might be stuck on tier 1s for a while. And so with that depressing realization, I went back to fishing. Then I realized how boring that was and decided instead to kill 38 level 1 revenants in order to reach level 3. Well, it took a while, but I have now managed to reach level 3, which has of course rewarded us with 1 whole bingo point. Now it is actually time for me to go back to fishing. I have to say, one nice thing about fishing during bingo is that there is actually a lot of people around to fish with. None of them are on my pair though. So as you can see, I've now got the fish minion set up. However, some of you might have noticed that it's actually day 6 now, which is a bit of a problem. You see, we've only got 36 hours until the event ends, and currently we're a little bit short of our target. However, we're not actually quite as far behind as it seems, because we've got 2 extra community goals here, which are going to give me 4 bingo points each. Although that does mean at this point most of my bingo points have came from other people. And speaking of community goals, now it's time for us to do another one. And this time we're going to be relying on the community even more, because I am definitely going to need to get carried. Or I mean, we could... Ah! What the... Oh my god, that was quick! Okay, yeah, we definitely need to find a party. Okay, so I've joined the cat games. As you can see, we're not exactly the best team here. We're all level 0, but it's gonna be a bit better than doing it normally, so... Alright, okay, and we're in. Now let's hope that our teammates are good enough to carry. I'm not too hopeful, to be honest, considering, but we can do something, I think. Oh, no we can't. Okay, good to know. So, yeah, there's not really much we can do here, actually. I'm used to playing Archer, so I don't really have the, like, sense for Berserk, but also my bow does, like, no damage, and getting the Dragon Shortbow is going to take about 10 business years, so we'll run with what we've got at the moment. Yeah, I'm just running at this point. There's no logic at all behind what I'm doing. I'm just running as far away from anything and anyone as I can. Wow, I do like no damage to this thing zombie at all. Oh my god. It's like literally 50 damage. Oh, nice. Oh, finally we got the blood door. Okay, right. This is at the entrance, so we're only gonna have to deal with the watchers things. This might be... Are the rest of my group gonna help? No, you're just gonna stand outside the door? Cool, cool. No, it's fine, it's okay. I'll just stand over here in the ghost, because that's where we're gonna end up anyway. Ah! Okay, this time we should do a little bit better, because we've got a Berserk 22 on our team, and a 16 as well. Wow, okay. We should cook this time, hopefully. We'll see then. Oh, we did it. Okay, I forgot that we didn't get teleported to anything, so it was a little bit anticlimactic. Anyway, on to floor 1. Now, luckily, I actually managed to stay with the same party for this one, so hopefully things should be quite easy still. I'm just gonna let them do all the work. I love how this guy's like, oh, you don't need secrets for an A, and someone points out that, you know, the majority of the party are like level 2. So yeah, we probably do. Okay, so we've just spent about 5 minutes trying to solve this, but I believe now we can actually move on to the boss. I have to say, Worms is one of my favourite bosses in this game, purely just because of the fact that, like, every single time he just gets instantaneously killed, just like me. And of course another benefit is that we get the emerald chest, which is actually another one of our goals. Now it does pay me to see negative 65,000 coins, but there we are, 1 bingo point, and I can look at our bingo sheet and see that we've got 1 contribution, which means that we get 4 bingo points. This game is totally balanced, but that does mean we're a lot closer to our goal. However, that did take a while, which means it's now day 7. I only have a few hours to get 6 more bingo points. Now this is actually possible thanks to line bonuses. As you can see here, we get an extra 5 bingo points if we get a rock pet, which, you know, only requires 2,500 ores to be mined, you know, not difficult at all, and we're 18 unique armor sets. Yeah, this is going to be a long day. I'm actually going to start by completing the mining part of this because it should be a lot easier. Also, I did a few commissions off camera, which now means I can do this. Well, it took long enough, but I've finally got my rock, so if we just quickly equip it, and there we are, 1 bingo point, and of course we can also ride it, I think. Or not, I guess. Well, I figured it out eventually. Anyway, it's now time to move on to our next goal, which is of course getting 18 different armor sets. Now, you might have noticed that I switched to mining diamonds halfway through that time lapse, and that is because we are now able to craft a full set of hardened diamond armor, which, I mean, is certainly a unique set of armor. So, if I take off my mishmash of mercenary and blazite and put this on, we now have 2 unique armor sets, but we need 16 more, so I'm gonna have to lock in. So as you just saw there, I spent a while crafting, and if we go to our bingo, we can see Okay, yeah, I'm kidding. We've not got one. If I actually open my wardrobe, you can see that we've got now 17 out of the 18 armor sets that we need. Now, I could just be boring and do like the farm set or something for the last one, but I feel like it's only right that we now finish off the glaciate set. I mean, it can't take that long, right? Wait, no way. Yes! I accidentally tapped out. Hang on. Okay, right, with this one switch. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, we've finally done it, I believe. We go. Well, okay, we only have 22, but look at that. A nice complete row along the top. But wait, don't you dare click that other video. I see you. No, stay here. You see, I could wait until tomorrow to collect my reward, but like most Skyblock players, I'm a big fan of instant gratification. But if I just get a few more rows, I won't have to wait at all. And that of course starts with finally collecting our gold minions, which should be able to push us just over 60,000 gold. Yep, there we are. Next is Sea Summoner, which as it turns out only needs the angler armor we already have and a fishing rod with angler 5, so we're now only one bingo point short. The problem is, the next goal we need to do is gonna take a long time. Now, over the past couple of days, I've been doing the fetcher and puzzler games to get a bit more mithril powder, but we're still quite short at the moment. Which means I'm purely relying on these guys in order to get, oh, let's see, 18,000 mithril powder. Okay, so now this raffle event should be the thing to take us over the threshold, and oh my god, we won. Okay, nice. Wait, 32,000 mithril powder. Oh my, okay. There we are, look at that. Okay, so now I'm back on my main profile, which means I can finally get this. Which means I can now show everyone my incredible... Wait, this is the wrong profile.